Hey YouTube, this is Cheese Factory, and this is going to be a deck profile video for a Chaos Dragon deck. Chaos Dragons. So yeah, I'm going to be running this at locals tomorrow, and then I will upload a video talking about how it went. So let's get right into it. For the hand traps, we're going to be running one gorz, double Tragodia, 2 effect failures, 2 maxx's, and 1 honest. That's pretty standard, although most people don't run honest. I just really like it because of the high volume of light monsters. It's an amazing card. Gets over anything, really good for finishing off a game. Or if someone overextends and you just honest a big monster, or you can like summon something weak, and if they won't negate it with Logia, you can attack, drop honest. Or with the awesome thing is the OTK with BLS. If it attacks a monster with 2,000 or more attack and you drop honest, it's 8,000 damage. So that's always really good. 1 tour guide, 1 sangan, 1 night assailant. I don't have a second tour guide yet, but when I do, I will add it in. Dark Arm Dragon, BLS, and redmd. That's the boss. The boss of the bosses. Because the deck's made of boss monsters, but these are the bosses. Where you just kind of win whenever you do anything with them. BLS in particular. It's pretty much you win whenever you drop that. So, yeah. And then 1 Chaos Sorcerer. Obviously great. 3 Lightpulsar Dragon. And then 3 darkflare. Pretty staple. 1 apocralyph and 1 eclipse wyvern. Eclipse wyvern searches it out, obviously. And then apocralyph, a lot of people don't run, but I personally really like it. It's a good card. It lets you get back your redmd and such. And it's it plus any card in your hand can give you redmd and pulsar, because it's also a dragon which can be banished for pulsar, which is obviously great. And it's also another dark dragon target for darkflare, so it's good for a lot of things. For the mill engine, we're running triple lyla, triple ryko, and double card trooper. It's pretty good. I'm actually thinking about trying a machine duplication card trooper deck because trooper mill 6 is amazing. That's it for the monsters. I think it's 31. I'm not totally sure because it pretty much follows the Chaos Dragon set line, although I run honest and apocalyph, but I don't run a second tour guide. For the spells, reborn, dark hole, heavy, which is in the opposite order I showed them, but that's fine. I actually got them all into holo finally. I have ultras for these 2, and then dark holes in secret. I don't know if you can see it in this light, but it is, I promise. So I have the set from Yugi's World of staples. I'm running charge, which is sadly still common. It's pretty staple. 1 avarice. Not everyone runs this, but it's ridiculous. You can just play that, get all your light pulsars back, get all your dark flares back, get BLS back. It's pretty amazing. And it's live so fast in this deck, so even if you draw it first turn, it's not bad. 2 MSTs. You need it first duel against rabbits and such, and it's also always a good card. MST is great, citing the 3rd, of course. And you may notice that's only 38. The last 2 cards in the deck. The Seal of ORICHALCOS. Yeah, I'm running 2 copies of the Seal of ORICHALCOS. It's such a good card. And I'll talk about why. Basically, I'm running 2 because it's really easy to mill 1 and I really want to draw it. And it's the chance of me having 2 in my hand is so low that I'm not that worried about it. And yeah, it's really not likely to be a dead draw. But more importantly, card trooper becomes a 2400 beater. That gets over Dolka and Logia and everything. Lyla becomes a 22. That gets over Ryo and everything. Wyvern becomes a 21. Again, getting over Ryo in particular, but also pretty much anything. Insector stuff, whatever. Darkflare becomes a 29. And currently in the game, the highest attack is usually like 28. unless you have BLS or something. So darkflare is essentially breaking the highest attack in the game. Lightpulsar becomes a blue eyes. Sorcerer becomes able to defend himself. Redmd and dark armored become like shooting star dragon. And BLS is like godly. 3500 attack, that's just, oh my gosh, so ridiculous. It's amazing. Gorz is a 32. Tragodia acts like you have another card in your hand. And then the other really cool thing you can do is, because it destroys all special summon monsters you control, you can summon a Lightpulsar dragon and then activate the Seal of ORICHALCOS, which destroys your Lightpulsar. Activating Lightpulsar's effect, you could use to summon redmd, effect to summon Pulsar back, and now this is like over 6,000 attack. So I think ORICHALCOS is really good in this deck. So I'm going to go ahead and run it and see how it does, which I expect it to do very well because it's amazing. And also I can steal people's soul. How is that not awesome? So that's it for the main deck. For the extra deck, I'm going to be running Black Rose, Stardust, and Scrap for the Synchros. Black Rose is Valor plus Sorcerer or Lightpulsar, and then Stardust and Scrap are Valor plus Gorz or Gorz token. Or I could reborn something, I guess. So, very easy to do. For the threes, Zenmaines, Acid Golem, Leviathan, and Leviair. The so good level 3s. I don't have a tempo yet, but when I do I will add it because it's ridiculous. Just destroys Acid Golem and such. Leviathan's great. It just gets over stuff. And then, obviously, Zenmaines. For the fours, Utopia, Papiloperative, Maestroke, and Shockmaster. Pappy is so wonderful. I mean, oh my gosh, Papiloperative gets over everything. I mean, I think it's better than Black Corn. Black Corn's good, but Pappy gets over everything. If they like drop Gorz in defense or something, like people do, you can Pappy it and it becomes as weak as Pappy. Oh, so good. And then Shockmaster is actually pretty easy to make because you can trag, steal a 4, summon a 4, stuff like that. For the fives, Tiras and Adreus, they're just amazing. Tiras should be a zenmaine, but I don't have one yet, so. And then for the sixes, Force Focus and exa-beetle. That's all. No, I don't have a Gaia yet, but when I do, I will add it. But Exa is good anyway, because you can use Exa to pop your own Lightpulsar that's equipped to it, or something, and that activates the Lightpulsar, because the Lightpulsar says when this card is sent to the grave, rather than this monster, which means that even if it's acting as a spell or trap, when it's equipped to exa-beetle, it still activates its effect when it's sent to the grave. So if you equip exa-beetle with the Lightpulsar, and then use exa-beetle's effect to destroy your own Lightpulsar that's equipped to it, it gets its effect off and can summon redmd and such. I'm running Force Focus over Strike Bouncer because it has 100 more attack, and because it's ultimate instead of secret, and I already have secrets, but this is the only ultimate in my deck. Because I now have Leviathan and secret instead of ulti. And then also because if your opponent drops trag in the battle phase, you can use Force Focus on it to make its attack and defense become 0, and then just attack over it with anything, even like an exa-beetle. So that's always obviously pretty good. I really like Force Focus, even though a lot of people don't. And then of course, the very important Gorz token. If you don't have that, you can't play. Highly important. Side deck. Chimeratech, Fortress Dragon, 2 Cyber Dragon. This is actually really good because if I happen to play against machines or something, it's great. But in other matchups, Cyber Dragon's just a great card because it's 2100. It's drops itself. It's 2600 under ORICHALCOS, which was ridiculous. Gets over everything. You can just kill Dulcos, whatever, all day. Chimeratech is great with it. You can suck up Zenmaines. You can suck up Girias. You can suck up whatever. It's a great card. And it's also really easy to make 5 with Darkflare and Cyber Dragon, so it's pretty good. 1 ddcrow just for Hornets and Graphos, pretty much. The third MST, obviously. 1 Soul Taker just for like agents and such, where you don't want them to be able to drop Christia and win the game. So this is a good card. I really like it. 2 Soul Drain, which is pretty obviously for Dark Worlds and Mermails. It just crushes the whole decks. 1 decree until I get more for rabbits, along with 2 trapstone, which are acting as decrees for now, even though it's a little less good. 2 bottomless. This card's great because you can like banish Graphas with it, but also you can use it against, say, macro rabbits. They summon rabbit, activate effect. You can bottomless both targets so that they can't even avarice from them or anything. It's pretty awesome. 1 mind crush, which is amazing because, I mean, I want a second one, but right now I'll stick with 1. Basically, name a deck in the game that doesn't search a lot. Mermails have Dragoons, windups have Sangan, and they also have whatever the other one's called, Factory. Rabbits use Sangan. Everything searches. Mermails, yeah, I already mentioned. Insectors use Horn or Centipede, or they could like search with Centipede and then Hornet Bomb it, and then you can chain to pop the card they just searched. It's an amazing card, but the really incredible use you might not realize is if you have this set and your opponent says summon wind up magician, activate effect wind up shark, you can chain this to shark and force them to discard it before they summon it so they don't get the summon. You can do the same thing to Abyss Megalo. Say they discard marksman to pop your back row, and then say activate Megalo, you can chain this to pop the Megalo that they're trying to summon. It's so good. Any monster effect that summons from hand, you can just drop Mind Crush and it's just completely gone. So amazing. Mind Crush is ridiculous. I really want a second one. And then the other card I'm citing, Return from the Different Dimension. It's another card you can side against rabbits because they'll banish all your stuff, and if you don't have anything to stop that, then this just becomes an OTK card. It's more of an insurance against rabbits, like if I can't stop your removing stuff, then I'll just return and kill you. So, yeah, that's the deck. It's pretty good, I think. I'm probably going to top 16, maybe even top 8, and if I do pretty well, lucky maybe, I'll top 4, get a prize. I'll try to get some footage, especially if I get better than Swiss, I mean if I top, but I don't know, we'll see. Or if I don't top at all, I'll try to watch someone else's and see if I can get some footage on camera. So, yep, that's all. This is the deck profile, and you notice that I have my camera again. So I will be trying to do more of these. And yeah, that's all. So this is Cheese Factory signing out.